And we're live on a moon day. Hey, happy autumn equinox and shout out to Libra season. I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual psychoanalyst, your healer and teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic medium, psychic witch, yogi. Where's those cards? Guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger of God, the very first child of God reincarnated. Him in the dark feminine form, I am Lilith. In order to keep up with me, you had to see what I post on my community page, my latest live video, and anything in my shorts. Who's in my shorts? Pac. He's always there. Hey, I love that moment last night. I was sitting there all curled up with my dog, having this, recovery moment. What fell out? No way. Son of a bitch. This card keeps coming. Union. Hold on. Let me just take a breath. Don't be triggered. Last night I was just laying in bed. Some asshole, you have to catch my whole post and everything. Some asshole was like, you need to stop smoking and a real man would like you. And I'm laying there and I look over and there's Pac with a cigarette in his mouth. And I forgot. It's like, motherfucker. And then I look over and there's DMX having a cigarette. I was like, you're right. Let's go have a cigarette. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him. I love Pac. You think Pac gave a cigarettes? There's a real man. Ain't nothing realer than that man. Not never, ever in your million lifetimes will you ever find anyone realer. You think he was like, no, I don't fuck with bitches that smoke cigarettes. You're so fucking petty. Fucking petty. That's the reason, dude. That's judgment. Welcome. You try a twin flame journey on. See how that shit works. Judgment. Petty ass judgment. I could never deal with a person that does this. Bitch, what kind of shit ass people I've had to deal with. Anyways, going back to it. I love Pac. He's in my shorts. There's lots of him. Kobe came in this morning with the replay. Pondo replay. Hey, let's get a replay of that. Let's not. No, actually, first thing this morning, I woke up and I was like just laying in bed thinking about what I was gonna do. You know, the mind's like, today is the day we do all this shit, and I'm just like laying there listening to the mind. Yeah, sure, okay. And I was thinking about what I was determined to do more than anything was turn in an application to the Morgan's housing. And right as I'm laying there with this thought, the Holy Spirit comes in and is like, do you really want to do this all over again all by yourself? Wasn't the point to not do this by yourself? And I just lay there and I just cried and I went back to sleep. I posted it and went back to sleep. The card last night came in and said, and I agreed with it, it was in the Odin cards. It's like, you're off your path. If you do this, you're going to end up right back where you started. That's a bad restart, bro. That's a bad restart. And that's what I said. I am off of it. My masculinity is taken over. My mind is taken over. I no longer want what I was working towards. And that's what happened. And then this morning, they're like, are you sure you want to do this? And later, only just a couple minutes ago, you know, I'm calming down and it's like, I don't want somebody else's life. And that's what happened. It's like, you know, Morgan tried to sell me this, and that's what it was. That's what started all this. She's like, isn't it great? Could you see yourself in something like this? And I started to see myself into it, tried to picture it, and it drove me to absolute madness. I don't want your blessing. And I'm not even going to lie. When you told me weeks ago that you were moving out, I was a little bit jealous, a little bit envious. Like, I did want that. I wasn't jealous of you. I wanted what God was giving you. Coveted. I was, you know what I mean? Envied. I wanted what God was doing in your life. But I knew that that wasn't right. And I told her straight to her face. It's like, you know, I'm not ready. And you worked hard for this. And this is your blessing. And I don't need, you know what I mean? I don't need to be coveting the fact that God's blessing you. So then we get over there. And she really wants me, you know, she doesn't just like me. And I don't, and that's going to be me. And that's what I felt this morning when I dealt with it. I got in the bath and I just laid there with it. It's like, I don't want to run a house by myself again. That's exactly what God told me. You know, I never had to do that. I'm good at it, but that's not what it is. And I ended up completely unhealed, saying that's what I wanted to do based on, you know, this thing. She has a really good thing going for her. And she really wants to share it with somebody. And she'd love for me to be her neighbor so she knows somebody in her new world. You always want to take somebody with you to your new world, bro. It's scary there. You don't know nobody. She's a wonderful person, and people will love her, and she'll make friends in no time at all. She knows everybody. Everybody talks to her. I thought about the first time I met her. I met her on the elevator, and she told me her name was Morgan. And I told her that was a Celtic goddess. It's my favorite goddess. And then later we started to talk. Everybody talks to Morgan. She'll be fine. But she made me want the life that she had, and I tried to picture it, and it was good. But it wasn't mine. It's hers. That's her dream, not mine. And I was, you know, that's why I said I'm in a fantasy land right now. I literally told her, I was like, I'm fantasizing. I don't do this. I told her when it was all happening, I was like, I don't do this. I was like, I don't even know if this is my fantasy or maybe like a twin flames or something, but I'm just like, I don't think like this. I don't do this. I said, this is illusionary. These aren't my visions. I'm fantasizing at this moment. And, you know, so I'm all sold on it. She's literally running around with the application, and it's like, I'll end up right back where I started. I want to build a home with someone, not for someone. And that was wrong in the beginning. And that's what made me, you know what I mean? I was the masculine. It was my home, my rules, my this, my that. You know what I mean? That's not fully right. Now, I know this is like totally a 360 from what you heard yesterday and the day before, but that was the mind, the dark night of the soul. That was the parts of my mind, you know? And so, I just want to say I got a hold of myself before I made a huge mistake. And sometimes you can't. Sometimes you know what I mean? I could have turned in that application, got signed up for a house, just be sitting there. And I told her this morning when I saw her, it's like, I'm not ready, bro. She's like, I'm not really either. I was like, no, God made you ready, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready for all of that. I'm just not. And you heard it come out, and that's just being honest. My fears are still I'm still working on myself. I'm not ready to hold the world on my shoulders. I don't think I'll ever do that again. But in the essence, I'm not ready for that. You know, I need this. I need the support that I do have now. I'm not ready to go out with no support. Do it all by myself again and get, you know what I mean? That would make me lonely. It's not that I depend on the people here and all of this, but this is something I haven't had, which was support. And yeah, it comes with, right now, fucking cockroaches, which is just not cool, but fuck, there's always a small price to pay. You know, the whole fucking state of California deals with that shit. It's just not, you know, it's the colder it gets, the quicker they'll die, I would think. I don't know. They're not fucking normal for Colorado, I'll tell you that much. And so, that's what happened. I want it, and that's what this is. It's like, I was never supposed to do it all by myself, and that's why I sympathize and fight for you men. You're not supposed to do it all by yourself. It's going to make you break. Taking care of everything all by yourself. That's not fair. That's not one person's role. It's one person's role to take care of everything and the other person's role to enjoy it all. That's not true, bro. And I almost, you know what I mean, went back into an old pattern. And that's what it is even when I try, the Holy Spirit will make sure I don't fuck this up. That's their real job. They can't force me, but they got to keep redirecting me so I don't make these mistakes. Because if I realize I did, like I screamed at, you know what I mean, Kobe and Pac about, you know, Eminem, I thought, they walked me straight into it. There's many times now I don't do this, but it's like you walked me straight into that, bro. And I'm going to tell you the story about what happened that I just posted too. And I was yelling at them. Your job is to make sure I don't make any more karma. And I don't fucking make no mistakes. That I don't make this harder. Your job is to get me to the next level. You know what I mean? And it was like, I blamed them for not stopping me. Now that goes back to what happened with Wolfman. Everything was trying to stop me from running my mouth at that dude. I wasn't listening. That's how I ended up in spiritual court. They told me not to. The spirit kept telling me not to pattern with this guy. Don't treat this guy like you treat every other guy. Not this one. And I'm pretty sure that's what the spirit tells you guys when it comes to me. But I didn't listen. And I ended up spiritually fucked and right back with twin flame number 1. Getting fucked over. in essence, I had to go back to deal with it. But it just proved I wasn't ready for him. I wasn't ready to be, I was still unhealed and taking out, you know what I mean? I wasn't ready. And that's what it is I prayed for him. Not him, the person. I don't know who he is underneath all that ego. But I prayed for a spiritually powerful partner. The card that came out yesterday. I manifested him. I kept believing someone new that knew spirituality, that was this and that and this, and, you know, I could make love with and all this stuff. I prayed for this man. And when I got him, I treated him like I treated every other man. And that's the mirror story that's going around here. They prayed for me. And he did the same. He treated me like, you know what I mean, like I was shit. Like I didn't matter, like I was nothing. It was cool. We had fun. It was cool. We do that around here. But anyways, moving on into this bullshit. It's like I'm about to make one of the biggest mistakes of my life if I don't catch myself. Which is what? Trying to rebuild an old life or somebody else's. I don't want my daughter to go to the high school that's closest to her school or to where she lives. How do you know that high school? Because I used to take those kids. Remember Taz? Taz had teenagers that went to his high school way over on that side. It's Glendale, bro. It's right there in that fucking, in the crevice of Glendale. And she would have ended up at George Washington. I'm pretty sure. I'm positive she would have ended up at George Washington. And it's just like, that's not, they're not going to accept my gay, you know, my whatever she is, my little special thing here. They're going to tear her up. That's hood rich right there, dude. She's got to either be with the Mexicans or with the blacks or nothing. She can't be what she is there. Not there. Not there. So, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, everything that glitters isn't gold, bro. We're really starting, I'm looking at it. These packages look amazing and shit. But when you open up the package, it's that fucking movie. What's in the box? It's a fucking head. It's yours on a steak. You're like, fuck. What's that, 7 at the very end? That was the best movie, bro, I swear. About the 7 deadly sins. And that's what I was about to do, is go build my kingdom. It's not working, I'm just going to do it by myself. I don't need a man. It was the whole thing I was fighting this week. What happened? A man was going to reach out and I got scared that he was going to try to be with me, so this is what happened. First off, I pushed him away and then I self-destructed. At least I pushed him away before I did it. And that's what I'm good at. Get away from me, dude. I'm about to blow up. That's okay. You're like, damn, you're unhealed. I know. I try to think that I'm more healed than I am. You don't know how unhealed you are until it comes up. It's like, damn, you look like you lost all your divinity in that. That's that tower card when they come in. It's like you literally could lose it all just not fighting this battle. One battle could take you out. You lose all of the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, all your hard work. Because you want to give up on this battle. And they get harder. And you just want to die, man. You're like, Jesus Christ. I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. Even though that's exactly what I did. But when the mind gets weak, bro, it gets out. It's out. So, it's interesting because this card, it's talking about coming together as a couple. That's the card I got last night, but I was in a negative place where I wasn't accepting this. I was afraid of it, and I was pushing it away. And for them to bring it right back and first thing in the morning, I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's really close. Wherever it is, it's really right there. I can have it if I just could deal with myself. And as you can see, I'm trying. But myself is scared, bro, and I just want to, like, I get tired of dealing with my mind. All its pessimism, all its fears, all its worries, all its, you know what I mean, insecurities and negativities. It's not me, it's just the way I think. It's like, ugh, I don't want to think like that. I don't feel like this. How do I get this to stop? It's hard. Welcome to the jungle. Anyways, I went to open my book, my Sabbath book, and I noticed it said Libra season. And I was like, is today Libra season? Because it says the beginning of the astrological autumn. I was looking for something about the autumn equinox, and then I found out today is Libra season. Libra's about balance. It's all about balancing the scales. And if you look at our 10-day forecast, you know what I mean, that's what's coming out is like a balance. And it's a balancing act. We were talking about that in my Dark Goddess. It's like you have to balance Trinity, which is your mind, your body, and your spirit, dude. And especially the emotions that are running through it, which is just electrical waves. That's it. It's just the electrical waves that are going through you as you experience life, bro. You take in the images create thoughts, the thoughts send electrical waves through your body. Really? Mm-hmm. So if they could turn off your thoughts, they could turn off your feelings, but then you're just turned off. You're not experiencing, you're a fucking zombie. Shutter Island is what I saw. Alright, as we process into astrological autumn, Libra stands for the scales of equilibrium, a fitting symbol for this time of year, as the equinox strikes at the balance, the balance of day versus night. When each are represented, and that's where the scales are about to tip, we're going to go into more dark than we are light. That's where this happens. As the cardinal sign, Libra is the signifier of new seasons. As a cardinal air, it asks us to initiate creatively, to communicate rapidly or readily, and to invest in our social groups. I'm noticing I'm stuttering or something's up with my throat chakra. I noticed it last night as I was reading. It's not just flowing. It's like I'm getting ahead of the words or something. It's not my energy. I'm consuming someone else's. Someone is feeding me a lot of energy. I'm definitely picking it up. Anyways, it's time to solve problems and rekindle social bonds before the hardship of winter months ahead. For most of us, the day and night will not actually be equally divided. And I'm seeing this, in the beginning, she was going to put me on. She was like, we can play as a couple or something, and we can get housing together. I started laughing. I was like, yeah, we totally do look like a gay-ass couple. They look at me and be like, oh, she's the feminine, she's the masculine. You're working on the cards and I'm running around with makeup on. We definitely look like a couple of lesbians, probably. I said that this morning about Jude and Dude. I was like, dude, she's not a dude. She just couldn't cut it as a woman, so she wants to dress up as a man. She's not a man like we are. She doesn't have any manly traits. She doesn't have a mentality. She just felt weak in her feminine skin. I was like, she's still having sex with a man. She's very distorted, bro. And she's a she. I don't give a fuck. I was like, you couldn't cut it as a woman, so you wanted to become a man. But you're not a man. My daughter has a mentality. She has masculine energy. Jude don't got no bit of masculine energy. She tried to dress it up and put, Did you get any masculine energy off of Jude? Other than the fact that she's not pretty? And she still is. She tries to, she has this weird... She acts like it. Acts like it. She's not it, dude. I'm just saying. It's like you don't want to have to be a girl. You don't want to have to be a woman. You want to just change because men are powerful, but you're not powerful. I'm just saying, they idolize it. Like, fucking Bruce Jenner didn't want to be a girl. He lavish like a princess, like the girls in his house did. Did he really want a dick in his butt? He didn't have to change to be a beautiful little girl to have a dick in his butt. Or did he want to stick his dick in her butt? He didn't have to change into a girl, and there's nothing girly about that. I'm just saying, where'd this come from? I don't know. Balance out your energy, bitch. Are you a mother? Because the babies already have a father. That's what I really want to say. Who's the mother of these children? Since you're trying to play dad, and he's trying to find a gay lover. Who's the mother? Who's giving these kids nurturing? Sorry. Welcome to Libra season. We have to balance a lot of shit out. This is just day one. How many days are in this bullshit? I don't know, but the next one's way worse. It doesn't get good till Sagittarius. Scorpio, that's literally the devil card, bro. He is the devil. They are the devil. They're the devil, Ricky Bobby. Seriously? That's what I told him. I'm the devil. You're the fucking devil, you fucking sinner. Everything you do is a fucking an offense against God. Your marriage and the people that you live for, your family, everything. You're the fucking devil, bro. How dare you call me the devil? Because you're afraid of some shit and you want to put it outside of you like I'm tempting you? Bitch, you called me. Shut up. I'm just saying. Anyways, do you know any Scorpios? That's a terrible season. We'll be in a devil-ass season. And then what? You're freed by Sagittarius, bro. That season. It's the best. It's the best time of the year. That's that holly jolly season. Really? Yeah, Capricorn season doesn't come until fucking Christmas. Christmas is pretty sad. I don't know if you know that. We have the good times. We have festivities. We own Thanksgiving. Give thanks. We spend money. We put up lights. We're jolly and shit. Where does that whole season come from? Us, not you. Us. Welcome to the jungle. We do this shit all year round, dude. You should see us around, fucking 4th of July. We are really celebrating our independence. Light a firework. Just kidding. Anyways, this season is all about balance. Balance your divine feminine and your divine masculine and let your inner child free. Be a good mother to yourself. Be a good provider for yourself and let your child be free. Nurture your child. There's an inner child of you, which is your spirit. Your spirit is dead because your manliness is trying to fucking hold down your feelings. This is all sad. All sad. We call this spiritually constipated. You are full of shit. Come here, let me clean your chakras. As a cardinal sign, Libra signifies blah, blah, blah. Oh, God. It's time to solve problems and rekindle before the winter months. Hardships of the winter months ahead. For most of us, the day and night will not actually be equally divided, but it will be pretty close unless you're near the north and south poles. Are you in your north node or south node? So what does this signify as astronomically? Have you ever considered that he doesn't live in the North Pole, and that's why you never found Santa Claus? You were looking in the wrong direction. Oh, okay. Is that the sun is passing from the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere? See, and this is it. If you want to stay in the sun, you would just move down to the south for the winter. It's like, no, I avoid the dark months. I don't like to do healing. I stay in the light. Okay. That's why you're out here looking like Leatherface. All fucking super fucking Agent Orange, looking the color of Trump. My daughter asked me that. Has anybody, or maybe it was my son. He's like, has anybody died in one of those things? I'm sure they have. I'm sure somebody has cooked themselves to death in a fucking tanning bed. 1 million people have died in those things. I want to have fair skin. That's not what you don't look right. We're all out here looking white haven't seen the sun, and here she comes all fucking spray tanned up with bleach blonde hair and her short little lemon Lulus. Get out of here. Where did you come from? Fucking Highlands Ranch. These are all Colorado references. You can look it up. These bitches. Anyways. Funny enough, in certain years, the equinox will fall on the 22nd, technically the last day of Virgo. This is, too much perfectionism. Get the perfectionism out of our way. That was a terrible season, trying to make everything right and be perfect. Perfect pile of shit is what that was. This is happening because of the precession of the equinoxes, a sort of wobbling of the earth that cycles through every 25,500 years or so. That's what I told her. I was like, every 26,000 years this shit happens. What is it? The shaking of the plates, bro. They're fucking, I don't know. I'm seeing an Etch-a-Sketch when they just shake it and stir it over. Basically, that's what God said in the end times. Anyways, whether you're a Libra yourself or like the rest of us just moving through the season, Libras suck. If there was signs to avoid, I would say Libras and Scorpios for show. If you can't deal with sensitive people, you might want to stay away from the fucking Cancers. And if you don't like a fiery, talking shit type of person, you really want to stay away from us Sagittariuses. We will light you up. Invest in those qualities that represent if you don't deal with an Aries, they have no identity. They don't know who they are, bro. They don't know who they are. And that's where I'm at right now. I can't deal with someone that doesn't know what they want. You gotta know what you want, bro. I keep asking. That's why he never called me. I said it. You owe it to myself and to you to tell me what you want from me when you see me. He couldn't answer that question. Well, I'll see you in 5 to 10 years when you figure out what that means. You don't know. You don't know what you want. You want what other people want. You want this idea. You want, who knows, your wants are forever. Libra loves to invest in their relationships with others. Indeed, it's time for the most noteworthy aspects of the sign. And that's it. What's happening? Detachment. I mean, in essence, I'm not losing her, and that's what she said. I'll be at my house. If you get bored, please come over. She only lives up the street. It's really just up the street. It's not too far. It's like, you know, a good ride, a cigarette, a couple of songs were there. I measured time by cigarettes. Really? Yeah. Because I'll be like, damn, what'd I do all that time? I had 2 cigarettes. That was a long. Seriously, how long does it take you to smoke a cigarette? I don't know. There's like 10 to 15 minutes if I'm I don't know, and I don't even actually smoke them all the way. Seriously? Yeah, I measure time by cigarettes. That's why I was like, you don't like that I smoke. Get the fuck away from me, you fucking vapor. And I talked about this like a month ago. I was like, I'll get tired of it. I'll probably stop someday. Otherwise, what the fuck am I doing out there? I'm just, if I have a cigarette in my hand, it looks like I'm just smoking. Oh shit, and talk about karma. Oh yeah. Let me stop where I'm at. Alright, I don't know if I shared this story, but I definitely told my daughter. I woke up I told Morgan too. They have a chop shop in the back. That's what I call it. What is it? I don't know. There's a bunch of trucks, and they go out and they collect shit. They rummage through shit. They collect metals and stuff. All that shit you could fucking, you know what I mean? Like that. So like copper wire and all kinds of shit. So they all collect it. It's a fucking chop shop back there is what I call it. One day I'm going to go get cigarettes. I gotta walk through there. I don't have to walk. I just choose to when I'm doing little things like this. Anyway, so, I don't know. When I lost my car, I realized things were so close. I didn't need to do shit like that. I was just being lazy. Like yesterday, I was like, let's just walk to Target. And then my son's like, let's get groceries. I was like, I'm not shopping. If I was shopping, I would have brought the car. I'm getting sugar. And then we ended up with a tub of ice cream. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not going to do stupid shit like that. I did that too. Carry all that shit down the street. That was heavy. But anyways, going back to it. I'm like, I get tired of it because they're just, it's garbage, bro. They pull it all out, they set it all up, they break it all down. I mean anything, bro. They're just breaking it down and taking wires and taking metal, and they're going to take all this shit to the salvage and make some money. I get it. Hustle harder. Just clean up your fucking mess. And so I can't never walk through there without all this shit. And I walk in sandals and shit, and there's always all this shit. And so it just comes out of my mouth. They're all out there like they always are. And I'm like, pinches cochinos. Eres cochinos. Ay, wey. And I was like, what did I say? I was like, you fucking pigs. You guys are fucking pigs. Fucking pigs. Right? Is what I'm saying as I'm walking through it. I say what you want, but I'm allowed to say whatever I fucking want, bro. You guys is fucking this is nasty. Not nasty, nasty. Meaning you pick up after yourself. Sweep this shit up. Like, clean up. It's always nasty when we gotta walk through here. That's why I don't even fucking come this way. Right? So when I say this, these 2 girls jump out. One's holding her baby, and the other one's like, she asked me in Spanish, she's like, who's a pig? I was like, you guys are a pig. You guys go out and collect trash. Están en los pinches basuras, y luego se prenden, se vienen con toda esa basura, y se quitan todo en la pinche calle. Ni puedo caminar de acá. Y ustedes, ¿cómo que no eran pinches cochinos? That's what I said. You get all this trash, you bring all this trash, you drop all this trash here, and how are you not pigs in all this trash? And they started talking shit, right? And it was my neighbor, this one dude. I've known him since I got here. He's okay. He's just kind. We just make eye contact. Then his girl had a baby. And then, like, there was a couple times where this chick just sits on her phone outside my door. I'm like, go sit somewhere else. Whatever the case may be. So it's her and her little friend. Oh, bring your little friend, too. And they wanted to smart off to me. It was like, as I was calling them pigs. Don't say nothing back. You're fucking pigs. Clean up your mess. So I go up and I get my cigarettes and I come down, and they want to jump out their car and act like they're going to say something. And I walk right past them and give them the fucking ugly looks, and all the men are right there, and I was like, did you forget that I'm the witch? I look at the men, I was like, acuérdate que yo soy el bruja. Agarra tu pinches mujeres si nada pasan. And I told them, get your fucking bitches or something's going to happen. And then, so this is what happened. Let me tell you what happened. So over the weekend, they were back there in the chop shop getting drunk. They all drink back there, too. And I guess the bitches went at each other. These 2 girls went at each other. And this massive camera. I've been watching them watch it. And finally I saw it myself. Each shift has been watching the footage of this since fucking Saturday night. I saw them watching it on Sunday morning. Then I watched the afternoon people. Last night I watched the evening people watch it. Then this morning they were watching it again. I know they're going to kick these motherfuckers out. But anyways, they go at it. The two girls are going at it on this camera. One of them, the one with the baby, is holding the baby. The other one's taking up these big ass rocks and trying to. They're literally. It started with two men fighting, and then the bitches started fighting, and it turned into a huge fight. And then they try to act like nothing happened, but the whole community saw it, right? So then they tell them they gotta fucking leave this morning, and I'm sitting there watching them get kicked out. I was like, you bitches wanted to gang up against me, and you guys ended up tearing each other apart. And my complaint was heard. This whole fucking chop shop is gone. You guys can fucking go chop up shit somewhere else. In the essence, it's like, you know, everybody I've ever said. Now, the other one was that, I don't know her name. I don't know her name. Now, I told you, the handicapped man and his wife, right? So he came and asked me for a cigarette, and I told his ass off. So then his wife went and tried to fucking complain, and I got written up for some shit. That I was harassing them. Bitch, you rolled up on me, and I told you no, and I told you were trash-ass people, and I can't stand you. And you want to go say, oh, she's harassing him. Do you know that her handicapped husband has been in the hospital for nearly 2 months now? They took away her special needs boy that was molesting her daughter. And I asked Diana yesterday, where's the daughter? I haven't seen her. She's like, I asked her 3 days ago. She said she's at a sleepover. 3 days ago? 3 days ago? Right? There was them. Then there was the other handicapped people that was their friends in the wheelchairs that I couldn't fucking stand. They got kicked out last weekend. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Talk about balance, bro. And they're sitting there as they're unloading their shit. I'm sitting there with my sage looking straight at them. I'm like, I didn't do it. I told you. I motherfucking told you. Watch if something don't happen to you. And that's it too. It's like when Dory said she was getting kicked out, I knew the other family had to go too. They didn't get kicked out. They moved out. God moved their bitch asses out. And I saw them yesterday. You get a new house and then you come to hang out at the fucking shelter. These are your friends. These are your companions. Bitch, nobody liked your asses around here. Nobody. How dare... I was just like... Anyways. So, balance. Yeah. There's a lot of that being happened. There's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of that going on. It's like, you know what I mean? You've been getting away with too much for too long. No more. You're going to learn a hard lesson. And that's what those cards said. I said, we're fucked. Fortuna's here. Fate. Fate has come in. Fate has stepped in to teach the lessons that you won't learn. That's all we're here to do, bitches. Is learn lessons. Life lessons, bro. You know, yesterday when I learned all that lesson about, you know, people, conditional love and, you know, rejection and shit, after I learned it and I spoke it and I breathed it in and I let it out, then I saw on my page it was Nipsey and Pac, you know what I mean, talking about just that. They had to learn those lessons in their life. Everyone has to learn these lessons, bro. I'm a little low. I'm a little slow. I was asleep for a very long time. I wasn't learning lessons. I was just doing shit. Now I got to learn all this shit about, I learned all the lessons I didn't learn about what I was doing, which is karma, atonement. Let's face, you know what I mean, your transgressions. Let's go back and forgive those that fucking sinned against you and those you sinned against. You know what I mean? I had my time and to shine where I beat the shit out of a bitch. I still remember it. I had her by her hair in the bathroom and I was uppercutting the shit out of that bitch. She couldn't go nowhere. I beat the shit out of that bitch, dude. I beat the shit out of that bitch where I promised I would never put no hands on nobody again like that. After that, I just kept getting beat down myself. To be honest. I have it in me, but, you know what I mean? God says don't do that. And so all these lessons, you know, they're just lessons. And this weekend was a harsh lesson about, you know, that. And I told Morgan this morning, I was like, I appreciate you giving it a word, bro. And I have to own that. I have PTSD, bro. I never ever say that. I'll claim my personality disorders, but I don't ever claim that I still am, you know, I don't have the personality disorder anymore. But I definitely have PTSD still. And that was cool. It's like, you know, I like that. But anyways, going back to it, it's just balancing all this out, all the fucking nonsense. It's like the dust has to settle and everything. We have to, the scales have to, you know what I mean? They're going to, again, get a little heavy. But right now, they got to even everything out. During the season, it's just, it happens. It has to. It's what this season is. You know what I mean? It's like they have to even everything out. Really? Why? Because what comes next? The new year. What you don't know is the Wiccan holiday. Samhain, which is Halloween, is the Wiccan New Year. So all this shit has to clear out before we start a new year. You may not know why, but there's reasons behind the seasons. Moving on. Libra loves to invest in relationships, blah, blah, blah. And too, it's like they're not just pulling you apart, they're pulling us apart so that we can get on our track. We were together, we were aligned at a certain time. We're both of us, you know what I mean? Misery loved company. We were both here, you know, with the same objective, which is to get on our path. Just because we met doesn't mean that our futures change and now we change our future just trying to create a path together. You're going a different, and she saw it too. She said it as she was standing there. She's like, I can't see what God's doing in your life. It's like, I know, it's not supposed to. Nobody's supposed to see it because it's never been seen before. That's why you can't imagine, you can't envision it. He's doing something with me he's never done with anyone else, so you're not going to see it in the cards. And, you know, just like her, I don't want to lose her. We can still be close, but we won't be this close. We won't be, you know, what we started out as neighbors. We want to continue to be neighbors. We want what we have. We want to hold on to what we have. But in essence, it's like my direction isn't to just stay in a house. That's it. It's like, you know what I mean? You needed this. This is what you prayed to God for. This isn't what I prayed to God for. And that's where it is I'm willing to give up my dreams to, you know, hold on to you. It can look all different kinds of ways, but that's really what it is we want to hold on to what we are now, which is neighbors. We get to see each other, you know what I mean, throughout the day. We get to check in with each other all the time. If I need something, if she needs something, you know, we like that. We don't want to lose that. And we're not. It'll just be, you know what I mean, she's just up the street. But sometimes it feels like that. And sometimes it could be a real move where they're like moving across the country. It's like, I'll never see you again. No, you're a plane away, bro. I can drive to you. We'll see each other. But it's harsh. And that's what it is. As she leaves, I'm going to have nothing but myself to focus on. Same with her. We didn't have anything, you know what I mean? We needed each other to, you know, grow. And she grew a lot with me, and I grew a lot with her. And we can still do that. But that's what I mean is like separation. It's happening. Not forever, thank God. This one doesn't seem like it's going to burn down to the ground like every other one. But you got to realize it. You know, our season has come to an end. And for her, she's been here since October of last year. She spent a whole year waiting to get her blessing. And I've only been here a couple months. And I think that I'm just going to ride your ticket. I'm going to use all the hard work you did to find this place. And she's not sharing that information with nobody. She doesn't want these people to be her neighbors. She's not sharing it with anybody. She said she shared it with me and with the security lady that we all like, because she doesn't have the best neighborhood. That's it. She's not sharing her blessings with the world. Only people she wants to share her blessings with. She really wants me to be there. She's like, you know, she walked me around. She really wants me to be part of it. And I do. It's a beautiful thing to be part of. But in being part of your life, I'm going to fuck up my own. I can still be part of your life from here, where God works me. And that's it. It's like, you know, I can't rush this. I could. And that's where it is. It's like, I can get this house. I can have it if I want it. But what if I get what I want and I don't want it? And that's my biggest fear. It's my biggest fear. I wanted you so bad, but what happens if I get you and it doesn't work? I want my kids to have what they want. So, like, I see the house, I'm like, this could make my kids happy. They could have rooms and shit. But they're not unhappy. I don't see this as, you know, I want to live here forever. This would be great. I could spend like 5 years here. I can't even see that fucking far. Are you kidding? I can't. I could make it work in my head. I could try to envision it. But it's just putting your world into mine. And yeah, I can't see what my world looks like fully because it's different from any world that anybody's lived in. This coming into union, I'm going to read this card, but it's really coming into union with yourself, your divine masculine and your divine feminine. Until I come into union with myself, you can see it. I can't come into union with another person. Until I balance my feelings and my thoughts, they're going to get in the way of me having a good relationship with someone else. If I'm still warring with myself inside, it's going to, you know, it could project on the person outside. Nobody wants to account for that type shit. You just want to say there's something wrong with them. There's plenty wrong with them. Trust me. They're not fucking healed. I assure you of that shit. But you can't deal with them. Two unhealed people, this is just, you're going to stay unhealed. And you got to be careful of the empath to the narcissist. You know what I mean? An unhealed person is going to always latch onto a healed person for healing. Careful. That's the balance of this. Balance your relationships, bro. All right, Libra is ruled by Venus as well, so take some pleasure in sensual aspects of the season, whether that be a change to more comfortable weather-appropriate clothing. That's it. I went out with long sleeves and some fucking tights, and it's still cold. I was like, holy shit, I'm pulling out the fucking sweater. I'm excited about pulling out a fucking hoodie, bro. It is cold outside. For real? Put some socks on. No more sandals, bro. It changed real fast. Really? It's like 50 degrees out there. It's pretty cool. I'm serious. I'm excited about it. That's it. It's like, I'm getting chunky for the fucking. That's when I really like to, though. I don't like to walk around in the heat. I'll put on a hoodie and some fucking and just cruise. But when it's hot, I'm like, I don't want to go out there. I don't want to sweat my thighs. I don't want my armpits, and I don't want the sun on my face. Really? You sweat no matter what, but you don't want to be. It's the humidity that kills you, right, CJ? You don't want outside sweat. It's okay if you start sweating from inside, but you don't want to just go outside and be sweaty. I don't like that. Maybe you do. You like this. Oh, God, I'm thinking about sweaty sex. Get off me. Oh, God. Can you turn on the fan, please? All right, Libra is ruled by Venus as well. Changing some weather-appropriate clothing, a thick or a warm drink, something pumpkin, perhaps. No, thank you. Don't shoot the messenger. PSL haters. Pumpkin spice. What is PSL? What is PSL haters? I don't know. I think it's pumpkin spice latte. Okay, pumpkin spice latte haters. I'm cool with pumpkin bread or, a pumpkin pie. No. I have this, I'm wearing it. I have this pumpkin cupcake fucking lotion. I smell like a pumpkin. I look like one. Or a new friend to cozy up to. Oh, I need a new friend to cozy up to. That sounds fun. Make time for quick-witted conversation, friendly banter, and deepening communal ties. Hot weather harvest. For those of us who live outside the boundaries of traditional autumn landscape, who are certainly, I know you're still out there in your little bikinis, you're just really holding on to that hot girl summer. Are you cold? You look cold. You look cold. She's all bones. Of course she's cold. All right. Cold-hearted is what I heard. Who are certainly most definitely not jealous of the abundant beauty that a lucky few sit around and get bored with. We still make the time and acknowledge the harvest that we bring into our lives. In South Florida, it is mid-hurricane season, and most of the tropical fruiting trees have long since shed their fruit. In my small world, while I'm biologically attuned to the fact that the days will begin to grow shorter, and hopefully, mercifully, we might have some cooler weather. That's what it is. It's like, when I was in Arizona, they're like, this is when it starts cooling off. It was like 119, then it dropped to 113, then it got down to 109. I was like, it was worse than this? They're like, yeah, this is when it starts cooling down. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is so hot. I'm also busily in preparation mode. September is generally a time when I'm planning gardens and whatever. You're doing a lot. Go ahead, Susie Homemaker. But while I'm occupied with that, another fall phenomenon that occurs is steadily southerly march of the sun. I like to call it kitchen hedge. Here comes Martha Stewart. Because the orientation of my kitchen window is perfectly aligned with the rising sun in the morning of Mabun, and Ostara on the opposite end of the year. I have a small altar set up in my kitchen to my house spirit, and on the day of the first rays of light break over nearly the house, and the trees will bathe in it sweet sunlight. It becomes something that I look forward to each year. I don't know, can you tell the difference in the lighting? I can. As the sun sets differently, you can literally watch the sun and the moon move across the sky. In the beginning of the summer, it's up real north. Really? Yeah. For those that don't watch the sun because you don't want to burn your eyes, here in Colorado, you would have noticed that the moon, as it's setting in the beginning of summer, is setting over by Boulder. Now where is it setting? It's way down south, isn't it? It's in the southern skies. Yup, and yup. Anyways, talks about her Susie homemaking shit. Mabun, also known as the autumn equinox, celebrates the balance between light and darkness, as well as the harvest season of September 22nd. Symbolizing the second harvest, Mabun is a time to give thanks, and that's why I had to get the oil, Because I didn't have more. To give thanks for abundance of nature and reflect on the cycles of life. As day and night are equal in length during this time, it represents a perfect equilibrium between light and darkness. This energy encourages us to find balance within ourselves and our surrounding. It coincides with the first day of Libra, bringing forth a harmonious blend of energy characterized by the sense of balance and beauty. Libra is ruled by Venus, representing the scales, symbolizing balance, harmony, justice, beauty. Ooh, you're getting the justice card. Justice for all. I was like, yeah, this is justice. During this time, Mabun's influence on Libra enhances a natural inclination towards fairness and justice. The energy of Mabun encourages one to seek balance not only in their personal relationships, but also in decision-making process. You have to make your own decisions, bro. I told you that this weekend. That's what this was about, is, trusting yourself to make decisions for yourself and not worrying about what other people are going to say when you make this decision. It's hard. Libra's influence on Mabun adds an element of social grace and diplomacy to the seasonal celebration. As we enter into autumn season, it's a time characterized by change and transition. Libra's energy helps navigate these shifts with poise and tact. Celebrating Mabun. Traditionally, Mabun was celebrated by gathering with loved ones and enjoying feast made of freshly harvested fruits, vegetables, and grains. It also is common to create altars adorned with autumnal symbols such as gourds, capricornus, colorful leaves. As you can see, it already kind of looks like that. I'm going to switch it up and go into the dark, though. Why? Because the season goes away. How long does it take for the leaves to fall? And then it's just dark. Come on now. Quit playing around. Oh, we have a full moon in Aries. October 6th. All right, moving on. Others engage in activities like apple picking or baking seasonal treats using ingredients from local farms. That's it. We do a lot of that here in Colorado. You can go do all of the harvest festival bullshit. I'm sure there's plenty to do. Anyways, I felt it. Full moon in Aries is associated with courage, passion, assertiveness. When the fiery sign aligns with the lunar energy of the moon, it creates potent combinations that can bring about transformational experiences. As Aries symbolizes new beginnings and taking bold action, it represents, that's what I mean. Aries are always trying to start something new and take action. They don't actually have anything going. They don't. They say that, that's who's really the fucking Knight of Wands here, guys? We take adventure. We go into that, but, we're actually going somewhere. You're not. You're just starting a bunch of new projects and never... I'm just saying. It represents a spark of inspiration and drive to pursue our goals fearlessly. You pursuing, Aries? I'm looking at, Wolfman with that bullshit. Or we could look at Jonica. What the fuck are you up to now? What's your big fucking get-rich-quick scheme this week? It represents a spark of initiation and a drive to pursue our goals fearlessly. During this celestial event, the energy intensifies, urging us to embrace our inner warrior and step into our personal power. What is your power? Jonica, what's your power? Pop that pussy. Okay, never mind. What is your power? Oh, God. Is that all you guys are good for, is sex? Is this the truth? That's all you're good for, is sex? Hey, I need to do some work on this. I don't have a long lineup. But have you guys slept with Aries and that's all they're good for? I believe I could tell you the same thing for Scorpio. Everyone will tell you the same thing about Scorpio. They're just good sex. They're a fucking pain in the ass, but nothing but good sex. I don't even have the memories to prove that. I'm the good sex with this relationship. But apparently that's what they say. I don't know. I haven't had sex with him awake, so I was asleep. I was dead asleep to whatever he was having sex with a corpse at that point. And if I think about it, I feel like that's what my spirit says. I'm having a sex with corpse with him. He can't give me a baby or a life or anything. He's just a sex doll. Is that how it is with Aries? That's exactly what Jonica paints herself to be. That is exactly what Wolfman paints himself to be. Who else are our Aries? You're just nothing but a sex tool? That's waste. What a waste. What a waste of energy. Again, you guys are all fucked off. You're like the beginning of energy that doesn't do anything. Fluffers is what I heard. You're there to get the ball rolling. In essence, you think about it. Like, you serve a purpose. To harness the energy of the full moon, one can focus rituals or spells that align with its themes. What? Idiocracy? This may include rituals for self-improve empowerment. Yeah, you're always trying to find yourself. Manifestations of goals or desires. What are your goals and desires now? Neither one of you have any. Geez, Russ, we were attracted to some losers. Oh wait, you're gonna marry one. Ha ha ha! Jesus Christ. That's what it is. You get what you want, and then you realize, oh, I didn't want this. I didn't know Aries were like this. I didn't want this. I should have known better. Jeez, well, now you know. Okay, now I know. Write that in the book. We learned that lesson. Chickadee check yourself. No Aries. Nope. No. They don't have identity. No. I can look at my son and say that. He's a whole Aries. He's a whole Aries. He don't know what the fuck he's doing with his life. Not never. Lovely. Moving on. I don't want to think about my daughter being nothing more than a sex tool, but, you know, I'm sure she doesn't want to think of her mother that way either. Then you got Millie over here with all her sexual fucking conversations that make you squeam. It's like, don't ever have sex. She can have sex with men and women alike. Jesus, she's out of control. Out of control. Put a harness on. Alright, anyways, one ritual or spell that can be particularly effective during this lunar phase is to conjure ambition and energy to move forward on our goals. They're ambitious little motherfuckers, aren't they? They're going to get theirs. They're really trying to ride another. You do realize this, right? Jonika's riding a dick to success. And fucking so is Wolfman. He's riding pussy to success, bro. What a waste of a fucking... How many of you are Aries? Did I offend you? Is this your way of life? The god of war. You want to go to war about it? I must remind you, I am the goddess of war. So, you know, you want to take on God and myself? Sure. You have no power. It's funny. What's worse than an Aries? I don't know. I don't know, but I'm beginning to think that the Scorpio might have you pinned. Hey, Russ, have you had sex with a Scorpio? I haven't had sex with anybody. I'm just saying, which one's better? Which one's better in your particular, you know... And this is that moment where he grabs his crotch. He has to adjust his junk. You can feel it you can feel it tingling in his balls. That would be the body remembers. Even though you don't want to think about it, the body remembers. I know, because when I gave Bobby a hug, my body, I felt all these things in my guts. I was like, is this you? My body remembers you. It knows you. You've been in here before. Alright, let's just move on. Enough dirty talk. Hey, talk dirty to me. I don't want to. Oh, God. You ever had somebody that doesn't know how to talk dirty try to talk dirty? Awkward. Awkward. It doesn't sound natural. Don't try. It sounds weird coming out of your mouth. Should have been a sex operator. Can't do what I do. I am a sex operator. I'm funny. I am so funny. Anyways, I'm having a better day as long as I stay away from everyone. Oh, I went to the lover's card. As long as I stay away from everyone, I'm fine. It's when you guys come into my energy. Fuck my energy all up, bro. You're fucking with my mind, dude. Get away from me. I am a free spirit. I don't need my mind. I don't need to be turning on my mind every time you come around. When I come around. Where's the cups? Ace of Swords. No, it's cups. Swords. Knight of Swords. Queen of Swords. Wands. Cups. These are all good cards I'm seeing, actually. Two of Cups. This is one of the easiest cards to read. Love and the impulse to seek union with another. Oh, damn it. Who is he? I don't know. I took his face off. I'm focused on something new. A spiritually powerful lover. I don't know. He's going to expect me to be a prude, and then I just start ripping his clothes off of him. I might rape you. I've seen it happen when I get real close. I've seen myself, I've seen what I do when I'm comfortable. Not fully the extent of what happens, but when I feel safe, you might not. This is a much better moon energy. This is much better energy than yesterday. I would have killed you. I would have castrated you yesterday. Sorry, I'm funny. When two people come to, what is this? The impulse to seek union with one another, and the most powerful force in the world. When two people come together in love, they can achieve something in their lives far beyond what either alone is capable of. And that's it. They were like, don't, I was about to go build a kingdom again by myself. Don't do that. Oh. I don't want you to take care of me. I want us to take care of ourselves, or take care of each other. I really don't. I know that you have this impression that you're going to be my sugar daddy like Russ and control me, but that's not going to work either. And I'm not going to exert the same control on you either. It's supposed to be balanced, bro. Adam didn't understand that. Adam thought by his own creation, the way that God created him, because he had a ding-a-ling or something, that he had all power over me. I am on top. So I am man, so I shall be on top. And that's fucking Jude over there trying to become a man so she can be on top of some shit. Bitch, I guarantee you're not riding him. You're taking it bent over like a dog. Bitch. I asked her too. You got a strap on? No, I did with my wife. What do you mean? See what I mean? She's persecuting her femininity. She doesn't want to be a man. She's just doesn't want to be a woman. She's trying to be a man because she doesn't want to be a woman. It's not like others. And that's it, where you got to give them, there's a flag for that shit. Wave your flag. But that's it, is you got to identify what you really are. What's really going on inside of you. You know what I mean? If she wasn't straight, she wouldn't have had sex with a man, bro. She wouldn't have kids right now, bro. And now that she has kids, she's not accepting that she's their mother. She's totally fucked off. And you know what they are? They're on fuck pills, bro. My Holy Spirit told me, and then they got confirmed yesterday. They're like, yeah, I saw the lady, the fucking handicapped lady out here giving out pills. They're all on pills, all of them. They're smoking them out of fucking aluminum foil, bro. They're like, oh, not the foilies. And that's what I'm calling them now. They're fucking foilies. They're all out here on fucking pills, bro. They're supposed to be out here fucking being parents and finding, you know what I mean, a way of life. And instead they're finding a way to get high and someone to get high with. Really? I'm dead ass, bro. I'm dead ass, bro. I'm dead ass. It's on camera. The people are seeing them do the fucking pill exchange. And then they're fucking going and doing it. And it's like, all of them. All of them. There's like at least 4 adults. And then how many of their kids that are just in strollers while they're over there high? They're all fucking, none of them fucking tell. None of them can talk. It's fucking sad as fuck, bro. It's like, damn, this is horrendous. But anyways, going back to it, it's like, you need to figure out yourself, bro. Quit trying to fucking get high with the crowd. Quit trying to make friends. Quit trying to fucking make this. You need to make a life, bro. You need to figure out what you're doing here, why God put you here. He didn't put you here. And that's it. It's like, you know, you may not have been a criminal before jail, but you'll come out with a, you know what I mean, a degree in criminology on there. You might not have been a really successful criminal before jail, but you sit there long enough, bro, you're gonna have a fucking 5th degree on that shit. Write that down. Did you like that one, Marshall? I know you did. Anyways, going back to it. Two people come together. This may be a supportive friendship, partnership based on mutual understanding. That's what I was thinking about Red. I feel like I could have a partnership. Like, he could be a dude I could text and stuff. Like, he gets me. Maybe after work we could, like, smoke a joint somewhere or something. I think he smokes. I feel like he probably does. Why? Why doesn't he? It doesn't make him a good or bad person. But he definitely knows I smoke. He'll say right there, it doesn't bother him that I smoke. It doesn't bother nobody that I smoke, except some idiot on the internet that lives in a non-smoking household. Partnership based on mutual understanding, a new and loving romance, a marriage, a reconciliation of quarrels, working productively with others, or even two ideas or a group that comes together to create something greater than the sum of their parts. The Two of Cups can also be a card of emotional healing when the wounds of the past can be released and the inner conflicts are resolved. That's what happened to me, bro. You saw it? All my wounds from the past came up. And I just helped myself and understood it. That's what it is. It's like, you can't scold yourself for not being perfect. All I could do was hold myself and love myself through this. I get it. I am scared. I get where you're coming from. I get it. I get me. You don't need to get where I'm coming from. I don't give a shit. You don't. You don't even know shit. I have to understand me. And that's what happened is I got a better understanding of me and where I am right now in my life by letting that child act a fool. Letting that child be heard, which is me. The hurt parts of me still hurt. They're very scared about the new. That's what's happening right now. I'm getting closer and they're getting scared. They're getting more and more scared. And that's where it's like, this is a good thing. It came out, you know what I mean? The wounds of the past can be released. So you saw it come out and the inner conflicts are resolved, which is just be heard. You just need to hear yourself. It doesn't, just hearing you, you know, that's what it means is like your heard self when it's heard. And that's what I meant, you know, me sitting down with Red that night, I had so much built up from what I'd gone through that day. You have no idea what I've mentally gone through. And I sit down and have a cigarette and I can pour it out to him. And it just, I could breathe. I felt like I could sleep now. I was seen. I was heard. He talked to me. He gave me his perception on my life. He let me pour out some of what I was, you know, my woes, and he gave me some peace on that. And sometimes it can be a person, but then, you know, that was only part of it. I have to sit down with the rest of it and give myself peace about that. Sometimes it helps. Sometimes it doesn't, because they don't know where you're coming from with all this shit. You just came and dump trucked them with your feelings and your thoughts. What do you think when somebody says this and when somebody does this? And let me tell you how I feel about all this and this and that. As the Queen of Cups, as the Queen, I don't have anyone, no trusted colleagues where I can go and tell my shit. And that's where, you know, Morgan comes in handy. I can talk to her and she can give me a different perspective. She can see me from the outside. She can see what I cannot. And that's where I come in helpful to everybody else. But I get caught there too. And when I'm there, I need someone too. I'm stuck in my own head. I've done this for a long time, but it does help when there is somebody out there that's like, hey, you're making this a little bigger than it is. You're a little out of control here. You know, they don't say it like that, but they comfort you. And that's where it's really important. And so it's like coming into union with yourself is just understanding yourself, letting yourself be heard. Maybe not to someone else because they're going to judge you, and you're welcome to have your judgments. And that's why I said I look very unhealed. I looked very unhealed, but I'm not unhealed. There's just still healing to do. I'm not unhealed. There's just still parts that hurt, and that's okay. I had a lifetime of pain that is not going to go away. And when it comes to interpersonal relationships, I've never had one that worked. So every time I get close, I get fucked. And I have to like run away or push them away. So it's all of my feelings are very valid. And when you're not listening to your heart, you're not listening to yourself, it throws a fit. It's like, you're not listening to me. Not listening to me. You're not listening. And you end up screaming this at someone else, but it's really you, that you're not listening to you. And that's just it. It's like I had to listen to all my fears pour out and honor that I'm scared. There's a part of me that's hurting and is scared for all good reasons. You will never know these parts of you until you sit with yourself, bro. And you feel comfortable, or even when you don't feel comfortable, just letting it out. You can't fix it until you know what it is. You have no idea what's in there, your true feelings. And that's where I go back to it. It's like, I'll probably never hear from that twin flame. If I told him he can't talk to me until he tells me what he wants, that's going to take him forever to figure out what he really wanted from me. And that's what it is. It's like, if it was just sex, then just admit it. Just admit to yourself that's all you wanted. Admit to yourself the truth. I'm not afraid of your truth. You are. Tell me the truth. It might hurt my feelings. You know, Bobby's like, I'm never leaving my wife with you. I cried, bro, but it's the truth. I cried. It hurt to hear that come out of his mouth. He'd put it in text many times, but to hear him say it to me, not to my face, but basically, I cried, but I couldn't do nothing. Now that I knew the truth, I had to, you know what I mean, stop living the lie. I always thought, maybe. Why? Why would you think that? I can go into that, but why would you hope that? Because we can't ever be anything when he's married. So you kind of always hope that one day he won't be, and maybe we could be something. And he made me feel crazy for that. What, for hoping that maybe we could be something? because we can't while you're married, bro. You're not getting this. It sucks. Your insides hurt, and it really hurts, you know, when they come out. It's appalling, and on page 77, but it's you that you need to deal with, bro. You don't need to deal with the outside. You can't. And that's what I said last time this happened. I was like, if I deal with this, I will have better relationships at work. If I can deal with me, then I'll have it. If I don't deal with me, then they're always going to keep happening like this. That inner child is going to keep coming in and ruining my life. It's not trying to ruin my life. It's trying to protect my life. That's what you don't understand. All that's standing in front of you is you. But the part of you that's standing in front of you is just scared. That's all. And you've got to love it and hold its hand while you move past this fear. And that was the whole thing. It's like, you know, faith over fear. It doesn't happen to me often, but it did this weekend, where my fear was bigger than my faith, and my fear conquered my faith. Then I wake up and I'm mournful again, and I have to, you know, refight these fears. And I'm going to be afraid until it happens. Until there's nothing to fear, I'm afraid. And that's every human being. You're afraid of what you don't know, and you seek to destroy the things you don't know because you fear them. Saying that alone, you know, with what happened with the conversation with Twin Flame. You don't know what he's going to say to you. I'm afraid. So what did I do? Destroyed it before it happened. I don't know what he's going to say. As I said that I posted NF. He's about to release music. It's like, here comes the letdown. He can't not make music. That's all he does. But he's going to do the same thing that I told all of them to not do. Did he hear God through me? Did he take in anything I said about putting out music? Or he's just going to put out his hurt feelings in the on another album? I don't know, keeping people in hurt-ass feelings. It's not. You don't want to stay in them, bro. You just deal with them and get out of them. The whole point we deal with them is to get out of them. I don't want to hurt, bro. I don't want to hurt, but it hurts right now. And if I don't deal with this, I'll hurt again. This will keep hurting if I don't just deal with this. Anyways, going on. The Two of Cups can also be, reverse. The Two of Cups suggests broken or unequal relationships with a lover, friend, or business partner. Pretty sure that's what's going on over here. We don't want this. Bro, when it comes to you twin flames, guys, let's just be honest. Please face this. You don't love me like I love you. You love how much I love you, but you don't love me the same way. And you don't want the same things I want. Just face that. You want something, and you do love me, but you don't know what that something is and how much love you do have for me. You haven't faced any of that. I had to face it real hard with each of you, how much I loved you and what I really wanted from you. I had to be honest with myself, and I was honest with you, even though I knew that wasn't what you wanted. And that's not how you felt. And for those of you that are not in my relationships, you got to look at your own, bro, and be honest. Do they love you as much as you love them? Are they capable of even loving you the way? It's conditional, I guess, is what we're talking about. But the conditions of this, can they match your love, bro? Jonica can never match Russ's love if Russ's love is material. She can never bring the same materials to him as he does to her. It's unbalanced. Does she want what he wants? Yeah. But she wants it for herself. She wants to be a big singer and songwriter. She wants to gain awards. She wants what he has. He just wants her to be happy. She doesn't want that for him. She wants him to be successful because his success brings her happiness. I'm sorry, I'm not tearing this apart. You can tell when I'm tearing it apart. I'm being honest, bro. And that's where it is. You got to get quiet with yourself and really face this. You're in unequal relationships, bro. That's what I said to Twin Flame. I'm like, bro, you don't feel the same way I do. And you don't want what I want. So what do you want? if you don't love me the way I love you, and you don't want a life with me, then what do you want from me? Can you just face that? You just want to be around me because I make you feel better? You wanted someone to talk to? Then say that. I just want to be your friend. But then accept that I can't be your friend because I love you too much. I don't think you guys understand that. As I'm seeing this, it's like, you know, people will be in relationships and then have friends with their exes. That's not good. They're an ex, you know what I mean? It's like you still love them and all those doors are still open, bro, while you have someone else. That's not good. And to be honest, guys, you're not my friend. You're not friends to anyone. You don't know how to be a friend. So offering me a friendship is something you can't offer because you don't know how to be a friend. You think a friend is buying people stuff. You don't know how to be a friend. There may be quarrels, affairs, divorces, and breakups indicated. One party may seek to control the other and could even be abusive. Jesus Christ. Alternatively, the reverse cards can suggest a lack of inner balance and harmony when you feel at odds with yourself and what to do. And that's it. My heart knows that I need to do this, but my brain won't do it. You got to sit and work that out. You can't just walk around in chaos like that. You can't just have your body pulling you apart like that. You're being pulled from two different directions. How can you possibly go forward when you're being pulled apart? So that's not going to work. And that's what was happening to me. I'm being pulled apart right now. And my mind is winning. I'm giving up. I'm leaving this. I'm going with fear. I don't believe. I don't believe. I don't believe. I'm going with fear on this one. My fear is real. My faith hasn't got me nowhere. See what I mean? You got to balance that shit out. And that's the darkness is stronger than the light right now. We got to figure this out. We got to take some of this darkness and balance this out. So that's where I'm at. I'm balanced. I'm hopeful again. But my fears are real. And I have every reason to fear these assholes that have already, you know what I mean, taken advantage of me. It's like, oh, let's try another way. Let's try a different way. That's all they're trying to do. They're not trying to do what's right. They're just trying to figure out the right way to get over, to get around this. All you're doing is walking circles around me. Or I'm walking circles around you. I don't know. With that being said, I am starving Marvin, and I don't know. It's a day of celebration. We're supposed to be with family and have good food. My family's here, and we're going to have some good food. And, you just got to come into, you know, I got hit with some towers like that. It's like, fuck. And that's what I told you. You think you're going in this direction, and here comes Fortuna. I'll wake up tomorrow, and they'll give me a different... It's just fate. It's a roll of the dice, dude. Put your number out there and see if you won. Okay, now let's try again. And let's try again. And let's try again. For 10 days, they're going to do this. Ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. To balance this out. Really? Mm-hmm. Hard lessons. Hard lessons. I learned some really fucked up ones, but that's what it is. I hope that the next page was grace. The graces. I hope for you. Again, I don't know if you watch this video here, you know, now, but every one of my videos, these are lessons you need to learn. It doesn't matter what day of the fucking week you're catching this shit, bro. You need to catch this lesson in your life, dude. It's my life. It's my story, but it's a reflection back to you about your life and the stories you're telling yourself and how your story will end or how it begins. You know what I mean? You close a chapter. The book isn't over. We just start a new chapter of new adventures. It's a new moon. Have an adventure to the full moon. To the moon and back is the saying. Right? And that's it. It's like, all right, I'm focused on what? Nothing. Right where I'm supposed to be. Okay, so good luck with that. All I keep seeing is 77. 77, 77777. Hey, I love you guys. I'll catch you later with something else, but for right now, it's a pause for the cause. Laters. Bye.